Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Alex Spiro, Jay-Z's mastermind lawyer, you have clocked in to work on this good Monday after destroying Tony Buzzbee on Friday. Now, listen, y'all know I still think Buzzbee might have a surprise. I find it hard to believe that a lawyer of his alleged character walked into New York court on some trumped up, made up BS. Okay? However, Alex Spiro. Tony Busby is yet to reply from Alex Spiro's mic drop. So he decided to do a Kendrick Lamar and pick up the mic again and either Tony Busby. How? He is now saying that there are more things that are demonstrably false in the accuser's lawsuit. Now, if you guys haven't watched my explosive live, I still see there is a path open for the case legislatively and also that fills up all the memory holes, okay? Again, it could be that she gave the wrong year. The bulk of what she said asserted was correct if she moves it to 2003. But Alex Spiro has come back and said, no, 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 not so fast, because there's even more things that are false in her memory and recounting. Again, at the end of the day, Tony Busby, whether or not this girl's telling the truth or not, she is autistic and my heart goes out to her. Tony Busby should have vetted her. Tony Busby should have never let his client go on NBC News without not just vetting her, but making sure that all her timeline checks out and making sure that everything can be verified, and what can't be verified, she does not say. But instead, because this is usually what would happen on the jury, in the jury booth, the testimony will be picked apart. He is now letting the testimony be picked apart in the court of public opinion, which is 100% witness tampering. But get this. Jay-Z's lawyer says that the grape case is provably, demonstrably false and expects it to be dismissed. Now, again, it could be dismissed for legal paperwork procedurally. There is a case for that, but that's dismissed without prejudice. That means that he can bring it up. With prejudice means that you're just out of luck, okay? Alex Spiro spoke at Rock Nation's New York headquarters saying that the rap mogul is upset about the lawsuit and that Sean Carter, again, has nothing to do with Mr. Combs. He told reporters on Monday that the grape case against Jay-Z is provably, demonstrably false, presenting evidence that he explains why the story told by Jane Doe never happened, and also declared this is not for truth and justice. This is for money. He said, this is for money. Okay, so let's get the way he's ripping it apart. Tony Busby, where are you at? Because things are looking grim. Literally, he got a couple more days before, yeah. They said Jay-Z's attorney told reporters on Monday that the grape case against him is provably, demonstrably false, presenting evidence that explains why the story told by Jane Doe never happened. Okay, we went over that. He spoke at Rock Nation. He's saying Tony Busby took advantage of a now 30-year-old woman who says Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs raped her at a party following the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards. Now, that's an interesting choice of words, took advantage. Is he saying, and I believe he's implying, that the Diddy stuff may be true, but Tony Busby put 20 on 10 and included Jay-Z's name? Now, if that is true, Jay-Z needs to go after Tony Busby and destroy him. But if it's not true, that victim needs to get everything that's due to her. The Jane Doe acknowledged inconsistencies in her allegations last week in the NBC News report, and Alex Spiro says he wants the public to know that these are not minor inconsistencies. If you look at the time, it's not possible it could happen. This is true, but if you move it from 2000 to 2003, 75% of her story actually can't happen. If you guys are doubting that, and again, make up your own mind. I did a live where I actually cite evidence. I was the first one to pull the evidence out that could be used to persuade a story. Again, Tony Buzzbee, why you got your client out here looking stupid? Why is this case being litigated in the court of public opinion? This is ridiculous. He said, Alex said this, I want to make this clear. When people make up an account, whether intentionally or their mind is blank or something, they can always get that core part of the story right. Alex, you and I both know in victims of SA, that is not accurate. That is a very misleading statement, but go off because you're trying to get your client off. Let's continue. They can just keep repeating it over and over and over again. This is what happened, that core part. But they're always going to mess up the details when something isn't real. When something doesn't happen, you're going to get the details wrong because you weren't really there. This was not possible. It's because this never happened. Now, let me just say this also. Yes, to a certain extent, what Alex, the last part, the latter of what Alex said, definitely is. But we all know when you are nervous, when you are scared, and when you have a mental cognitive condition, that is not always the case. The fact that Alex is literally trying to walk around this fact that this woman is mentally disabled, she has a mental cognitive thing, but you're trying to hold her to a standard that not even the New York courts will hold someone. But again, he's fighting for his client, so okay. They said days after Buzzbee's filing, Alex sought to dismiss it, citing inconsistency. The woman claimed her father picked her up after the alleged sexual assault. He says he doesn't remember doing that. Again, we don't know the father, if he has issues. We don't know what their relationship is. I think it's weird the father would even say that outside of a court. Why would a father try to embarrass his daughter in a newspaper article? The Jane Doe also spoke to another celebrity at the after party where the sexual assault took place. But that person, Benji Madden of the rock band Good Charlotte, says he was not in New York that night but on tour in the Midwest. That is correct in 2000, but he was there at the thing and at the after party in 2003. On Wednesday, Alex said the house she claims she was raped in isn't real. She said there is no such location. We don't know whether they created a location in order to try to get jurisdiction in New York so they could just bring this case in New York, or they just didn't do their homework. Now, again, with this, Alex says it's because there are no mansions 20 minutes away from New York. Again, this is an estimation of time from a then 13 to 16-year-old, depending on whether you think it happened in 2000, 2003. Again, the girl could be lying. I'm just playing devil's advocate. That's what I do. I think I do a better job of it than NBC News because they wasn't playing devil's advocate for either. Well, only for one side. But it could it be possible that the girl in her excitement and her eagerness and with the 24 years said it was like 20 minutes when in actuality it was 40 because there are lots of mansions 40 minutes away from New York City. Let's also not forget her memory is crafted by the potential horrors she went through. He also says at the time she claimed Jay-Z assaulted her. At that time, he was at another event, and he showed photos of Jay-Z there. Okay, Alex. Alex Spiro said the victim said she watched the awards show from a Jumbotron outside Radio City, but explained there was no Jumbotron at the show that year. Was there a Jumbotron at the show in 2003? He also said the woman wasn't able to reach Diddy's limousine, but said the streets have been heavily blocked off because Eminem's V&A performance was there. Okay, that is an inconsistency. He played a 6-minute clip of the NBC News report for reporters and said Buzzbee created this narrative and that he expects this case to be dismissed. If not, it will crumble. The Jane Doe said she's at the party alone, this 13-year-old girl, and she finds herself in the room with three of the most famous people at the party. Just think about how unnatural, how little common sense that makes. And according to her, one of the witnesses is a female celebrity who's just standing there watching the repetitive rape of a child. Um, he said there's an adult female in the room watching the rape of a child. Well, didn't Ghislaine Maxwell do that? Didn't people Harvey what? Like what? I get Alex and he was in his bag, but I don't think that last statement ate the way you thought it did. I mean, that's why it's a crime if it happened. That's why it would be a crime and why it would be so shocking. You mean three of the most famous people in the world use somebody's body as a party favor? What? That never happens. Like, really? Have you seen the Sean Diddy Combs case? Do you know why people are in court? Afterwards, she said she runs out the house naked, but none of them notice. None of them pay attention. For 24 years, none of them said anything. Well, there are actual reports from, I think, celebrities, or if not celebrities, people that were at Diddy's parties that said that they remember women and men running around either nude or topless all over Diddy's parties. Khloe Kardashian is on an episode of Kardashian saying that she was at a Diddy party and there were naked people everywhere. On top of that, his own party planner says that she personally spent over $500,000 for each private Smex party that Diddy had at exotic venues and locations. That is the very definition of what the Diddy freak-offs are. Anyway, Alex Spiro also said that Jay-Z is upset that somebody would do this, would be allowed to make a mockery of the system like this. He's upset that this distracts and dissuades real victims from coming forward. He's upset that his kids and family have to deal with this. And he should be upset. Listen, we are one mind in this. I completely believe what Alex is saying about Jay-Z being upset. I mean, honestly, if it turns out that Tony Buzzbee is lying, yeah, I think I would be on the warpath. I would do scorched earth. I would sue Buzzbee for everything he owns, and I would try to get him disbarred. Again, interesting enough, Alex Spiro says that this does not, that he doesn't take away the fact that the Diddy claims might actually be true. Listen to this. He goes on to say that Jay-Z has nothing to do with Diddy or the Diddy case. They know each other professionally for a number of years. Just like in all professions, people know each other. Oh, now you don't know him? Okay. Jay-Z's doing a Mariah Carey for Diddy? Okay. I don't know her. They said at music award shows, at NBA All-Star games, they support each other. That's how professions work. There is no closer association between any of them. That's also a matter of fiction. That's all that there is. He doesn't know anything about the charges or allegations against Diddy. He has nothing to do with that case, and there's nothing more to say. Alex Spiro then packed up his bag and said, this issue, it's going to be dealt with. Y'all, Tony Buzzbee, I said you got 48 hours. I meant 48 business hours. You got to the end of today. What is Buzzbee going to do? Because honestly, yeah. What are the shocking takeaways? He said it didn't happen. He gave more evidence. He kind of faltered in, but the fact that he completely distanced himself, yeah. Now, all I want to know is what this got to do with Diddy snitching. Because now that Jay-Z has cut ties, let's see what information Diddy leaks about Jay-Z, if he has information about Jay-Z. Because remember when Meek Mill tried to cut ties with Diddy, and then pictures of his little bloody fueled orgy or birthday party that Diddy threw him came out? Okay. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later.